All right. I've gone through your computer's browser history, and you seem to have a type.
The Dark Souls, bitch! Wait.
While you say the doing the left, right, side to side, everybody, in trois.
Already, man. Nah. No. Alright. Rogue Wave's first round. Wow. Wow. I don't think there's a better team on the planet than Rogue Wave right now. In terms of tag team, right? So, yeah, Gyro has a lot to do here to kind of catch up to that. Just the display of perfect timing, like pitch, like structure, and like just overall tag team dynamic from Rogue Wave in there was second to nobody. They've been like absolutely killing it this entire tournament, and you know, just continuing it into the finals is I'm not surprised, but at the same time it's just super impressive to hear like what they do every single time. And also, man, that special kind of like sound, like how River went into like his like personalized kind of like spit snare, but he kind of like added like a vocalization into it, and it sounded really interesting. So yeah, crazy round from Rogue Wave. So we'll see what Gyro came in with.
Switch!
Maybe that's fine. I sent you flower. Did you even care? You ran the shower, left them by the stairs. Don't you had a shit together that time I was there? You were nothing but a scars. Nothing like you once was. I know you think you're such an outlaw, but you gotta show you were nothing but a scars. This ain't nothing like you once was. I know you think you're such an outlaw.
All right, so we got Gyro's first round here. I think is a decent like counter programming like to what you know, Rogue Wave did here. Completely different kind of style, just switching it up completely, the vibe completely changing in the venue. With that being said though, like for me personally, like this is a final, this is a battle. You can kind of come in with this style, obviously just do you. But man, like seeing what Rogue Wave did here, then kind of like switching it up, maybe is a little bit risky to kind of come in with that routine there in particular. But, you know, with that being said, they did have like, you know, Yamari's pitching was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, they performed it very, very, very well. Like that could have like, if Yamari didn't have a good voice, and if like, you know, John T's like bases were kind of like a little bit off pitch, that could have been like a disaster round. But just because of like how good they are, using that kind of round and following up with what Rogue Wave did actually kind of worked out a little bit, because again, it's like counter programming to what they did, right? So, but with that being said, for me, I value like the essence of a battle more, and I feel like you kind of need to come in with something like high energy and high octane, like Rogue Wave did, to kind of like, you know, keep yourselves in the battle. That's just my opinion though. A lot of people will probably disagree with that, which is fine. But yeah, really still enjoyed what Gyro did here. But yeah, I think that Rogue Wave just absolutely destroyed them in the first round there. Just because, you know, the kind of style that they came in with and what they accomplished in that routine in particular as like a tag team dynamic. But yeah, Gyro was very, very good at the same time still too. So yeah, for me though, I think Rogue Wave won the first round. So let's see what they came in with the second rounds.
Switch.
Damn. All right, so Rogue Wave's second round. Man, you know, it's a little bit jarring at first because you don't usually see Collapse being the one to do like the melodies at the start, right? Like River is already so good at that kind of stuff. So it was really interesting to see River not take on that role at the start of that routine and kind of like displaying further that like their tag team capabilities are just so superior. Or just like not saying like they're superior in that regard compared to like Gyro's abilities to do the same, but just like their abilities to kind of like tackle like any obstacle in their way and just to kind of like be able to do anything individually as a beatboxer. Obviously Collapse is like the 2021 solo champion. River is like, you know, attending this grand beatbox battle in the solo. So yeah, it's just like I never really expected to see that, and that's what we got. So the routine itself, I really enjoyed it. I thought it had like a lot going for it, a lot of diversity in that routine. Didn't quite enjoy it as much as the first one, but again, like the level is so high when it comes to Rogue Wave that yeah, like everything they do is pretty much like golden. So but yeah, very solid round from Rogue Wave again. So with that being said, I think Gyro needs to come in with something like, and I think they need to match what Rogue Wave did in that first round in terms of like quality, crowd reaction, and like pretty much like energy to get themselves back into this battle. So yeah, let's see what they came in with.
Switch.
So listen up, keep your ears to the ground. Don't go getting mistaken now. I'm the dude with it, don't get a crown, and I ain't gonna be taken down. I ain't letting my spirits down, cause I'm much better than much of found. I'm the dude with it, don't get a crown, and I ain't gonna be taken down. Yeah. So choose something to believe in. You know we give life its meaning. No, if I search my feelings, I don't know. Rock it up, rock it
All right, Gyro second round. I think that one was definitely more favorable for them, I think, compared to their first round. Although the first round was very, very good as well. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think they did some things inside this round that worked out a little bit better into the kind of environment that they're in. Okay, so I really, really like Gyro. I think they have a very promising future in the beatbox scene. Not just like the battle scene, just being a tag team in the beatbox scene in general. I think they have a very, very bright future if they choose to continue to do so. When it comes to the battle side, though, I think they're lacking something very, very important. And I've noticed this throughout their entire run here, is that they don't have that stage presence and they don't have that battle mentality when it comes to competing, especially at an event like this. They have their own style, which is I think you look at their style and you objectively say it's not like a traditional kind of battle style, but it still works out. It can still be used effectively in a battle. But what I'm trying to get at here is like their kind of mannerisms and like the way they perform on the stage. They don't even look at their opponents. They kind of remain stationary and just play to the crowd rather than kind of balancing the act of playing to the crowd and competing against your opponent, right? Like you can kind of tell the way that Rogue Wave does it. They always kind of like progress towards their opponent, like always staring them down. Not in like a malicious way or anything, but they have that kind of connection to like, and the knowledge to know like, all right, hey, this is a battle. This is the finals. We're going to do what we do, but we're also going to battle you, you know? So I think like as the beatbox scene progresses, we're kind of losing that a lot, especially with like the newer teams. It's not very often where we get like a tag team or just like a solo beatboxer come in and just like really have that kind of like essence in them when they compete. So like we're kind of losing that, which is unfortunate because I feel like that was such a necessary and like a main kind of thing back in the day. Like when you look at previous Grand Beatbox battles, you watch like head-to-head battles. They were just going after each other, right? Not being like physical or anything, being very respectful at the same time. But I feel like we're slowly losing that. And I think like it depends how you look at it from person to person. It probably won't affect some people, especially like the newer people coming to the scene. Like someone like me who's like been around for a long time, kind of watching it over the years, kind of like, I wouldn't say like it makes me mad or anything, but I just kind of wish that like we'd see it a little bit more, right? Because I think that really feeds into like the kind of atmosphere that like a battle should be, right? When you actually see like your two of the opponents like kind of like, you know, going after each other a little bit. But it is what it is. Whether or not they work on that, they don't necessarily have to, because they have like everything in their arsenal and like they're like A+ in like every other category. But I think like that's like probably their biggest weakness here. And also, you know, again, just like I think their kind of style will probably detriment them a little bit when it comes to like matchups. But again, they do it in like a way, to be fair, that's like very, very effective and very efficient. So maybe just tone down on the singing just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. I feel like it was too prominent in both the routines here. Which, you know, you can also argue vocals is a an element to beatboxing, which I actually do agree with. But I feel like if you do it too much in a round, especially in like a tag team dynamic, even more so actually in a solo, that would just like completely butcher your chance of winning, I think, if you just sing. But in a tag team dynamic, you can kind of almost say the same thing, right? But Yamari's so good at it. He's so great at it. So like it almost like makes it a non-factor, but still at the same time is like maybe just like tone it down just a little bit and focus more on like the other areas of the beatbox. But yeah, other than that, man, really big fan of Gyro, and I think we'll be seeing these guys a lot more, hopefully, in these international events. I think they will have a lot of success. They're already so good at such a young age in terms of like how long they've been together as a tag team. And I feel like their experience in making it to the finals and their first like Grand Beatbox Battle appearance, man, like that's definitely something to be proud of for sure. And also being able to do this at your home turf in front of the crowd must be like a really heartfelt feeling for these guys. So yeah, I don't think anyone should like watch this and be like disappointed in these guys at all, like regardless of like what the outcome will be. So I'm really looking forward to see what these guys do more in the future. So if I had to guess the judges, I don't think they're going to show the individual like judges and what they picked. I would give it a 5-0 personally to Rogue Wave. I just think they're way too strong and way too powerful here, and matched up very well against Gyro in this final. So I would give it 5-0 to Rogue Wave, but I don't think we'll see that. We're just going to see the final decision, I think.
Rogue Wave, Gyro, that was the finals. GBB 23, make some noise for the tag team final.
大きな拍手をお願いします。
Now it's time to find out who the champions are.
いよいよチャンピオンの発表です。
Please join us on the stage. I need to have Rogue Wave and Jairo.
All right. Rogue Wave on this side. Gyro on this side. Passing the torch along is Supernova.
All right. The winners, once again, will be going home, splitting $12,000.
12,000ドルを獲得する勝者は、
Each of them will be receiving the Avirex jacket.
勝者には使用金だけではなくアビレックスさんから提供されたジャケットとローランドさんからの、こちら
Each of them will also be receiving the V-Moda headphones.
Damn, man.
V モダとヘッドホンが贈呈されます。
$12,000 for
And
tag
last
team
but
as
not
well.
least, each of them are getting a Roland Boss Mark II.
マーク2のループステーションももらえ
Loop
ます。
Station.
Man,
The prize pack is also included with some other goodies, but let's get to this.
They really
Do you guys wanna
improved their
find out who
prizing
your champions
this year.
are?
皆さん誰か知りたいですか？チャンピオンは
From the bottom to the top, right now, GBB 23, live and direct in Tokyo. Your tag team champions are Rogue Wave! Hit him with the glitch. Ooh la la! But making it all the way to second place, can you please make some noise for Japan's own Gyro? Hit him with the glitch.
Oh man. Making me a little bit emotional there too. I can just kind of feel the energy through Yamari there, getting like super emotional for the coming in second place even. I don't think it's tears of disappointment. I think it's tears of joy, you know, just kind of like having your first performance there Major performance again at the Grand Beatbox battle, coming all the way to second place and having all his friends kind of congratulate him and comfort him on the stage there. Just must be really heartfelt again. So, all right, so prediction came true. Obviously, again, I know the results for all these competitions. I'm trying not to spoil. Sometimes I slip up in my commentary. It's just, it's just me. I find it sometimes hard to talk about certain things without spoiling it. It's definitely not intentional when I do it. So, and I don't edit it out because I just want everything to be raw and not edited and like first take kind of stuff. So I knew the outcome of this. And yeah, after watching this, there's no questions or doubts in my mind. Rogue Wave definitely deserved the win. 100%. They were just absolutely dominant the entire way. And again, I don't think there's a single team on the planet who kind of matches what Rogue Wave can do right now. Maybe you can kind of take some teams out of like quote unquote retirement and maybe it would be a great battle. Like, the people like middle school. I think they give them probably the best battle out of any of them. Then there's Alem and Alexinho. Can't remember their tag team name for some reason. But yeah, there's definitely some teams that can match them, but I just think at the end of the day, Rogue Wave is just way too good. And yeah, Gyro put up a decent fight, but again, I just think like there's some definitely some things that just kind of like elevated Rogue Wave over them. I just think Rogue Wave was on a course to success, Like you look back at everything, there's no way they're going to come in here in the finals and lose. They just had too much momentum. They're just too dominant in their kind of style, and they're just way too prepared overall, I think. So yeah, not too surprised at Rogue Wave winning. I actually predicted them to win before the event even happened. I just felt like it was, it was destiny, essentially. They came in second in 2021. They were very good back then. Had a decent battle against middle school, but middle school definitely won that battle. And yeah, they came in here and just proved that they got what it takes to make it all the way, and they did. So, all right, so that's pretty much it for the tag team event. Again, shout out to Gyro, absolute killer tag team. Need to work on some elements in terms of like the battle, but other than that, they have all it takes to make it all the way, I think. And yeah, I think we'll probably see them again in the next Grand Beatbox battle, potentially in the finals again, and that would not surprise me at the least. So, tag team event is over. Don't know what's coming up next. I hope it's going to be producer, because there's some things I want to see in producer that's preventing me from reacting to stuff that's already uploaded on YouTube. For example, Chaos, Side Joe. I know Chaos had his 2v2 clip battle just come out recently, and I'm holding back on that because I know that some of his Grand Beatbox battle stuff is in that battle. So I want to react to his GBB stuff first when his producer stuff is out. I feel like that's like the most natural way, right? And anyone who knows me already knows like that's the kind of like way I think, especially when it comes to Grand Beatbox battle stuff. For the most part, I try to avoid any spoilers in terms of like actually watching their content as much as possible. I'll make exceptions here and there. Like for example, I made an exception for Dice's stuff. I kind of figured he did some of his GBB stuff in his most recent YouTube video, but I wanted to watch it anyway. Mainly because like he wasn't one of the main guys I was looking forward to. It was more so like some of the other guys, but I'm still like a big enough fan of like Dice where I feel like I'd really want to watch it anyway. And also like, actually I shouldn't talk about that because there'll probably be spoilers, but yeah. So yeah, I'm going to wait till Chaos's stuff comes out on Swiss Beatbox, his producer. However you guys feel about it, it's just what I do. If you've been around long enough, you already know that. If you're newer, now you know. So yeah. Other than that, hopefully it's producer. If not, we're gonna be waiting a while, unfortunately, to watch a reaction of me to Chaos' stuff, but it is what it is. Hopefully we get one of the Loop Station stuff, producer or the Loop Station category. I'll be happy. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be like Cruise or producer. I think that's probably the most logical next step. I feel like this year they're probably going to wait for solos last because, you know, that's like their bread and butter, I think. The one that generates the most hype. So it makes sense if they save the best, you know, for last. I'm not saying it's the best, but for them, I think it generates the most views. So it would make sense. they build up the most hype. Assuming they don't wait too long. If they wait too long, then the hype dies down. Which it seems to be the case here because they're waiting like 3 days between battle uploads, which is really, you know, that's kind of not good. You can get away with it now early, but if you start doing that, continue to do that later down the line, it's gonna kill some of the hype for sure. Especially like once we reach like potentially mid-time next year, and we're still not done with like the video uploads. Like people are just gonna stop caring, right? They'll go around to watching it eventually, but you're not going to get like that immediate like, oh, Swiss Beatbox upload a Grand Beatbox battle video, we got to watch it, click on it immediately. No, that's not going to be a thing for a lot of people because the hype is going to die down. So hopefully we can get a more consistent upload, like keep that consistency of 1 a day. Don't stray away from that. And I know that we're going to get this like 4th place compilation, 3rd place compilation again this year, because at the end of the day, they are a business and that's what they do. They generate all the revenue, and most of it rather, through their video uploads. So it makes sense why they do that. But at the same time, it's like, man, can you just wait until like after like all the categories are done, then do that? Because like, again, it just comes into that hype factor where like, if you're not uploading consistently, you're losing a lot of like attention and potential like eyeballs. But they do what they do. They do it their way. So hopefully they'll be more consistent with the daily uploads, rather than 3 days when the battles comes out. That way we can get through the other categories faster and just keep that the train rolling, you know? So anyway, if you enjoyed what you heard here, links in the description to the original video. Go leave a like, go check out Swiss Beatbox, links in the description to the channel. If you want to support me, leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next Beatbox reaction video.